I'd be curious to know what are the types of advice or the kind of diagnosis you give when, as a manager, you kind of want to control and create order and predictability, but there's a lot of different personalities and they might not like your system. I know for a fact that when someone else imposes their system on me, I've quit a job because somebody wanted me to use Airtable before. So I'd be curious to know, what do you typically advise around this scenario?
I think it's very important to divide two parts of that system. There's the doing and the reporting. As a manager, I think it's completely fair to ask everyone on the team to use the same reporting system so everybody can have clarity as to how things are going, where someone might need help, for example, where things are going a little bit slower than what we expected. I think that's completely fine. When I used to work at Google, we had this centralized reporting system that was incredibly helpful because we could see at the team level, but then also at the org level, how things were going, and we could diagnose any issue very quickly. So I think that's good. What can be less good and less useful is to try and force people to use a certain productivity system for the doing aspect of things. For the execution, here, really, everybody is different. And some people, for example, work really well with task lists. Other people like Kanban boards, where you move tasks across those different panels, depending on where, if you have started them, if they're ongoing, or whether they're done. And I think trying to force people to use one system or another is not going to be particularly helpful and is actually not going to make them more productive. It can actually be counterproductive to do this. So I think as a manager, what's helpful is just maybe to sit down, and it probably would only take a few minutes, but asking yourself, what part of that system is reporting? And I'm going to enforce for the team to use, and what part is execution is doing, where it's fine for everyone to do it the way they want. It doesn't matter as long as it gets done, and then they can put it in the reporting system, then that's fine. Another tool I find really helpful that I've been using with my team is a personal user manual. And it's a little bit similar to how when you buy furniture at IKEA, for example, it comes with a manual that tells you this is how this thing works and this is how you assemble it. And you have to use those pieces in this order for your table to actually look like a table. And the personal user manual is the same thing. So I ask every new team member to create one. And it's a very creative process. I show them examples from other people, but there's no template, and that makes it part of the fun. I only tell them, here are the key things that it should include. But then if you want to communicate that with a lot of little illustrations, bullet points, so very minimalistic, that's your style and that's fine. And it includes information such as, this is the way I like to communicate. So, for example, just send me an email. I prefer this. Or ping me, send me a little chat message. Or don't do that. I hate it. It interrupts my flow. So, except if it's really urgent, please email only. Or if you're in an office, come and tap on my shoulder. I love that. Like, we can have a little chat. Or I love that one of my team members said, when we were working together for a week, we do a little team retreat, and saying, when I have my headphones on, do not come and talk to me. That means I'm in deep work, I'm in the flow, don't come and interrupt me. But if my headphones are off, they're on the desk, that means anyone can come and chat with me and we can grab coffee. There's also a bit about how I like to receive feedback. Some people, they like to just get it straight. Just give it to me. I'm fine. Like, I just want to know what it is. Other people, they might say, actually, with me, it's nicer if you use the sandwich method. Give me something nice, something I've been doing well, and then a piece of constructive criticism, and then something nice again. And I'm more likely to respond to the feedback if you do it this way. So it's a lot of little things. We also include whether music is disruptive to you or not in the background, like a lot of small things that add up to your personal user manual, how to best work with me, how to get the best out of me at work. And we don't really expect everyone to really remember every single piece of every other person's personal user manual, but it's a great way to connect when people join the team. it's also a great way for the person writing it to reflect on how they work best, because a lot of people, they've never been asked to reflect on these things. They don't even know what they prefer. So they can think about it. And that allows them then in conversations with their colleagues to communicate about that in a clearer way. Just being able to tell your colleague, by the way, you've been pinging me a lot and it's been a little bit disruptive when it comes to my focus. Would you mind, when you have all of these queries, to maybe wait until you have a few ones and send me one email with bullet points? And I promise I will address these by the end of the week, or just tell me if something is more urgent. And you can do that in a very calm and clear way when you are clear yourself about what works and what doesn't for you.
That's definitely something I've never thought about before, and I think is brilliant. And I actually think I'm going to bring it up to the team. Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.